There is something that shifts in a cat when the room becomes quiet. You can see it in the way their shoulders lower slightly, in the way their eyes soften rather than narrow, in the way they choose to stay instead of slipping away. Some cats will tolerate noise. Some will endure sudden movement. But almost all cats respond to gentleness in a way that feels deeper than simple preference. They do not just like it. They relax into it. If you have ever noticed your cat approaching you more slowly when your voice is calm, or leaning into your hand when your movements are deliberate and unhurried, you have witnessed something important. Cats are not responding only to touch. They are responding to energy, and energy in their world carries meaning. Tonight, we explore why gentleness matters so much to them, and what it reveals about how cats experience us emotionally. The cat's nervous system is always listening. Cats are prey animals as well as predators, and that dual identity shapes their entire nervous system. Even in the safety of a home, their senses remain finely tuned to changes in sound, posture, rhythm, and atmosphere. A raised voice does not register as simple volume. It registers as unpredictability. A sudden movement does not register as enthusiasm. It registers as potential threat. Gentleness, on the other hand, communicates stability. When your movements are slow and predictable, when your tone remains even, when your breathing is steady, your cat's nervous system receives a clear signal that nothing urgent is happening. Safety is not something we explain to cats with words. It is something we demonstrate with regulation. This is why a cat may hesitate around a person who tries too hard, reaches too quickly, or speaks too loudly. It is not rejection. It is caution. And caution for a cat is survival intelligence. Why soft voices change their behavior. Have you ever noticed that your cat responds differently to your softer voice than to your normal speaking tone? Many cats will blink more slowly, approach more willingly, or remain in place when addressed gently. This is not because they understand language in the way we do. It is because tone carries emotional information. A soft voice has fewer sharp edges, contains fewer abrupt changes in frequency, feels predictable, and predictability lowers defensive alertness. When alertness lowers, curiosity rises. When curiosity rises, connection becomes possible. Cats are exquisitely sensitive to subtle variations in emotional expression. They watch faces closely. They monitor eye contact. They observe the tension in shoulders and hands. Gentleness in tone often coincides with gentleness in body language, and together they create an environment that allows a cat to remain present instead of preparing to withdraw. Movement as emotional language. To a cat, movement is language. The way you walk into a room tells them something. The way you sit down tells them something. The way you extend your hand tells them something. Sudden forward motion can feel intrusive. Looming over them can feel overwhelming. Fast gestures can trigger instinctive caution. Gentle movement, however, creates space. When you lower yourself to their level instead of standing over them, when you allow your hand to pause before touching, when you let them initiate contact, you communicate respect. Respect reduces pressure. And when pressure disappears, trust has room to grow. This is why many cats approach more confidently when ignored softly than when pursued eagerly. Gentleness often includes restraint. It means allowing the cat to control the pace of interaction. And control, for a species that relies on vigilance, is deeply calming. Emotional regulation and bonding. Over time, cats begin to associate certain people with certain emotional states. If a person consistently moves with calm predictability, speaks with warmth, and touches with softness, the cat's body begins to anticipate safety in their presence. Anticipation of safety is the foundation of bonding. You may notice that your cat seeks you out during quiet evenings rather than during busy daytime hours. You may notice that they sleep more deeply beside you than anywhere else. These are not random preferences. They are reflections of nervous system trust. Gentleness teaches a cat that proximity does not require defense. It allows their guard to lower gradually. And when a cat lowers their guard, they reveal parts of their personality that remain hidden in more chaotic environments. Play becomes more fluid. Eye contact becomes longer. Physical closeness becomes voluntary rather than tentative. Why harshness closes them. It is important to understand that harshness does not always mean cruelty. Even impatience, raised volume, or abrupt correction can alter a cat's perception of safety. Cats do not respond well to intensity because intensity disrupts predictability. When a cat withdraws after a loud moment, they are not being dramatic. They are recalibrating. Their nervous system has shifted into alert mode, and it takes time to return to balance. Repeated exposure to unpredictability can make a cat more reserved, more watchful, or less physically affectionate. This does not mean we must become artificially soft. It simply means that awareness matters. The emotional atmosphere we create becomes part of the environment our cat must navigate daily. Gentleness is strength in a cat's world. There is a misconception that firmness creates respect. In a cat's emotional world, consistency and calm create security. Security is what allows respect to form naturally. Gentleness is not about weakness or indulgence. It is about emotional steadiness. It is the ability to remain regulated so that your cat does not have to compensate for instability. When you are grounded, your cat does not need to be on guard. And over time, that grounded presence becomes magnetic. Your cat may choose your lap over other comfortable surfaces. They may follow you into quieter rooms. They may blink slowly when your eyes meet. These small gestures are not coincidences. They are responses to the emotional tone you consistently provide. The language they remember. Cats may not understand our words, but they remember our energy. They remember how we move around them. They remember the tone we use, the pace of our hands, the patience in our presence. Long after a single interaction ends, the feeling of it remains. A harsh moment can linger, but so can a gentle one. When gentleness becomes consistent, it becomes familiar. And what is familiar feels safe. The cat who once watched carefully from across the room may begin choosing to sit closer. The one who hesitated at every sound may begin resting more deeply in your presence. This is how trust matures, not through grand gestures, but through steady, quiet reassurance. In time, your cat is no longer evaluating whether they are safe. They already know, and in that knowing, something remarkable happens. They begin to relax not just around you, but because of you. The quiet transformation. Perhaps the most beautiful aspect of gentleness is the way it transforms shy or cautious cats. A cat who once observed from a distance may begin to approach more confidently. A cat who once flinched at touch may begin to lean into it. These changes rarely happen quickly. They unfold gradually through repetition. Each calm interaction adds to a memory bank of safety. Each predictable movement reinforces trust. Over time, the cat begins to anticipate kindness rather than brace for interruption. And that anticipation reshapes their behavior in subtle but powerful ways. Gentleness does not force closeness. It invites it. Reflection. If you watch carefully, you may realize that your cat has been responding to your emotional state all along. They may settle when you settle. They may retreat when tension rises. They may come closer when your energy softens. This sensitivity is not fragility. It is attunement. Cats are deeply responsive creatures, but their responses are often quiet. When we adjust our own regulation, we often see a mirror of that regulation in them. And perhaps that is the quiet lesson cats offer us. They remind us that safety is felt before it is understood. That softness builds bridges more effectively than force. That calm presence creates connection without demand. If this reflection helped you see your cat a little differently, if it encouraged you to slow down and observe the emotional exchange happening beneath everyday behavior, then you are already practicing the kind of gentleness they respond to. Here at this channel, we continue exploring the inner world of cats with the same calm attention they deserve. If these quiet insights resonate with you, you are welcome to subscribe and join us for future reflections. New episodes unfold slowly, thoughtfully, and with care. And tonight, As your home grows quiet, notice how your cat responds to the softness in the room. Sometimes the smallest shift in energy opens the deepest door.